Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, November 30th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started shortly. Just a few things here to update. And we should be good to go. Man, this YouTube thing is like lagging pretty hard. So I didn't realize I was live yet. It took me a few moments real quick. I'm just going to finish updating this stuff right here, and we should be good to go. We got about 6 minutes till open. Looks good. Looks good. All right, solid. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, let me go and send this out to the other groups as well. And I think we should be good to go. So let's see, I'll give it a few moments for people to make their way in. Let's see. And Telegram is always lagging on my end. All right, good morning, everybody. Looks like majority of you guys are here already. So today is Wednesday, November 30th. It is 6:27 right now. The market's going to open in a few minutes. So let's get a few more moments for people to make their way in. I'm going to post this link up on social media so people can hop onto the live. All right, cool. So it looks like pretty much everything's good to go. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Karen. Morning, Maria. Morning, Stern. Morning, everybody. So let's take a look at US30 real quick, or YM. So looking at this over here, nice. Kenny said I'm on the big screen. Yeah, nice. It looks like it worked, Kenny. So you should be solid for when you get your laptop. So a couple of things over here that I want to look at. You can see US30 over here is pretty much going sideways. There's not really much movement here on the 10, same here on the 5. And it's even worse here on the 1. It's in a pretty bad range right here. Let me check the news real quick to see what we had this morning. Hey T, how's it going? Hey Aaron, good morning everybody. So looking over here on Wednesday, November 30th, there was news here at 5:30. So news at 5:15, 5:30. Let me just mark that up real quick. We had news over here at 5:30, which is a big candle. And then there was news prior to that right here at 5:15. You can see it's obviously the weird looking candles there. Other than that, not really much else. So looking at current price, there's not really much of a direction and bias. So I don't think I'll be taking the breakout again today. You know, the breakout was weird yesterday, and it's just as weird today. So looking over here at sentiment's currently 68% short, indicating that 68% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and buy. So looking at this over here, 68% short. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently only up like 12 points. So it's not really much, if anything. 4-hour trend over here is neutral. 1-hour trend is bearish. Pretty sure everything else is bearish. 30-minute is bullish, actually. So it's a pretty mixed bag. So I'm definitely not going to be taking the breakout today. We'll see if we can follow it and find something worthwhile. But for the most part, I'm not going to be taking it. We'll just follow it and see if it plays out. But for the most part, I'm not going to be taking it at all, because you can see right here that it's pretty mixed up. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's 68% short. So for long-term buys, we're looking for a buy. Looking at the fundamentals here, they're pretty neutral. 4-hour trend is neutral. 1-hour trend is bearish. 30-minute trend is bullish. 15-minute trend is neutral. And the 10-minute trend is also bearish. So it's a pretty mixed bias overall. Looking at this huge candle right here, if you look over here at the depth of market, I think this is going to come back down because we just got a bunch of sellers that came in. So I think it's going to hit a ceiling at some point. It's going to stop. We're having a lot of buy orders come in again right here. So this might push it up even further, actually. So we hit the ceiling right there. It stopped for a bit. And then some more buy orders here came and just filled it up even further. So this is technically going to be the breakout right here. I'm not going to take the trade, but I'll mark it up for you guys. I'll keep looking at order flow over here to see if the push is going to continue pushing or if it's not. Yeah, it's too close to the sessions. I was going to try to take it for like a partial move, but like looking at the order flow over here, there's a lot of buy orders coming, but there's also a lot of sell orders coming. So it's pretty mixed, as you guys can see right here. I think it'll probably keep pushing up a little more, just a little more probably, because there's a lot of buy orders that are coming in right here, but there's also a lot of sell orders. So what I'll do is I'll keep looking down here. So if a lot more buy orders come in, you can probably take a partial move up just for like a little push, but I don't think I'm going to take it because you can see how the market's moving here. It's moving pretty crazy. And looking at the DOM over here, there's just so many orders flying in that I can't even see which direction it's really going to push in. Nice. Seth said he bought the YM and the DOM tool, made the difference in the world. So he actually caught part of the breakout right here. So nice work, Seth. I was thinking about taking it for a partial move as well, like I did yesterday, but it is moving kind of crazy right now. And there isn't really much of a specific direction, right? I'm just looking at the numbers here. So basically, whenever I look for like the order flow, I try to see how many like consecutive big numbers I see on one side where it doesn't fluctuate. Like for example, right here, I'm looking at this blue number right here because we have technically a buy that's running. I look for about like 5 big numbers that come up here, basically 5 numbers that outweigh the sells. If I see that, I usually anticipate price to, push up, a bit higher. So I'm watching this right here as price pushes up a little more. So I do see a lot of buy orders flowing in right here for a possibility of, continuation. But yeah, I'm probably going to sit out and just watch because the volatility right now is super crazy. But I am looking at the numbers right here to see how it's moving. Yeah, exactly. Kip said watch for it to go up to liquidity from yesterday's high, then back down. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of what I'm looking at from my end. See where it's currently at. Nice. Maddie said he caught a quick 10. Yeah, I try to hop into to catch the same thing, Maddie. So I was looking at the the depth of market over here to see if I could catch something, but it's just moving too fast. Yeah, Maddie said that he saw the buys outweigh the sells. Yeah, I tried to hop in with volatility, it was just way too high. Let's see. So I'm just following this right here, guys, but I'm not necessarily taking anything. I actually tried to get in. I hit buy, but I don't know if it filled my order. I'm looking at my MT4 and it says loading. I have to reset my platform. I'm also trying to pull up my social trader tools to see if it actually filled, but that's frozen too. So yeah, I don't know what's up. Well, it's not frozen, but it's not letting me log in. I'm trying to log in to see all of my accounts. But I was doing the same thing, Maddie. I was looking over here. So typically you can see how price is dropping right here. I'm looking right here at this blue number. And if I see like 3 to 5 consecutive big blue numbers that obviously outweigh the red numbers right here, then I'm expecting at least a push up enough to push at least 100 pips, right? So for example here, and I'm just going to show you an example of like what I'm referring to, like with a position size. Because if you're going for 100 pips, it's not a really big push. It's literally just like, so say I see a bunch of blue numbers right here, right, like right there, right? So I saw 10, 7, 5. That's like 3 big blue numbers. If I saw 2 more on top of that, then yeah, I'd be like, okay, hit buy real quick because I'd have enough to just catch this little 100 pip push as price continues to push up higher. But I'm not going to mess with it. That's all speculation. So I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to wait for an actual entry to come. Looking over here on the other time frames. So we've got the 10-minute here that isn't bullish yet. Then this is why I'm kind of like wary about taking entry, because this here is pretty much neutral. We don't have a buy signal yet. Price is still kind of bouncing around the pivots. And the trend meter out down here is actually still red. So we don't really have a bullish direction yet on the 10-minute. This is actually more of a bearish direction rather than it is a bullish. It's just bullish on the specific candle, but price was actually way down here before this breakout. With the 5-minute, it's a little different here. Price does have the bullish momentum. However, the trend meter down here is still blue, and price just shot above the pivots on this previous candle. So until we get a confirmation on the 10, I'm not really looking for any buys here on the 1 yet. We have a bullish confirmation on the 5. It's a slightly bullish, but still neutral. We still have a bearish confirmation here on the 10. And then here on the 1, it's just a mess. So I'm not really looking at the 1 yet. I'm looking for these 2 here to align. Once they have a similar direction, then I'll come back and I'll take entries here on the 1. So for example, here, it's still bearish on the 10, but it's bullish on the 5, right? If this becomes bearish over here, then I'm going to look for sells. If this becomes bearish over here, or sorry, if this becomes bearish, I'll take sells. If this becomes bullish, then I'll take buys. But right now they're both separate. This is bullish on the 5-minute where it's currently going up. And this is bearish over here on the 10, right? So until one of them changes, either this one becomes bearish or this one becomes bullish, then I'm not really looking for any entries here on the 1 yet, because I need to have some sort of confluence between, these 3 time frames to confirm the direction. So once I get that, obviously we'll look for some entries, but currently at the moment, we just got to wait a bit for this to provide us the opportunity for entry. So we have a pending buy signal here on the 10. If that closes, then great. This is going to shift to a buy, and then we'll start looking for buys. But right now, we just don't have that. All right, so I did take a partial move off the breakout over here. It's what I was referring to with Maddie. So like what Maddie did is he identified the order flow over here for price, moving in a certain direction. So what happened was when I saw that happening, I just hopped in for a quick little buy, and then I'll just post my profits for that. It's just a speculative move. It's not going to count as any profits for any specific trade. But I just want to show you guys, there's a lot of slippage though, and there's a reason why I got out of this trade. So you'll see all my profits here are very different. because this market here is it's moving kind of crazy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean this up because I'm not in this breakout. I don't want you guys to think that we're in this position here. I just wanted to mark it up to show you guys as price is moving around, but we don't really have a direction. So if we had a direction here, I would probably take it. But since we don't, that's why I skipped the breakout here. All I did was I took a small speculative move within it as price was pushing up. But as you guys can see, it's kind of all over the place. I mean, the breakout's still technically running, but there was just a lot of red flags here. One of the main red flags was the fact that this green candle here was so big, it's kind of due for retracement. Also the sessions that were up there as well. So we had a bunch of sessions. Price rejected directly off the sessions right here. That's why I don't want to take the actual move. Let me go and mark up the news price real quick. We had news over here at 5:15, and then we had news over here at 5:30. So we got that there. We also had opening price right here. So we got a couple of red flags right there down the middle, which is fine. It's all normal. Let me see if there's any other news for today. Chicago PMI at 645, and then we've got let's see. We got news at 645, and then we got news at 7 over here. 645, 7, and 7:30. We have a lot of news today, actually. We have Chicago PMI at 645. We have JOLTS job openings at 7. This is very high impact, pending home sales, and then crude oil inventories at 7:30. So 645, and I'll mark that up over here so we know not to take trades at those times, which is going to be in a few. So 645, which is right here, 7, and what was the other time? 7:30. All right, we just want to be aware because you don't want to take trades during news events. Obviously, you guys can see all of the sketchy areas here where you definitely don't want to take any trades. You just want to be very cognizant of those areas because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then news comes up a few minutes later and then price just spikes in the opposite direction, if not in your direction, where you're just really unsure what's going on. So looking at this right here, everything pretty much marked up. Let's see, Maddie said breakout was also iffy because it was near the 5:15 and 5:30 news price. Yeah, exactly. So the breakout that happened right here, you guys can see that there was a lot of red flags, right? If you guys are new here, typically we don't take trades at any of these horizontal lines. So that's why I didn't really take any entries here. The reason why I took the small little push when price was coming up right here was because this candle was actually out in the open. So this candle right here was touching the news price. This one right here was like right down here. And when I saw the big buy orders, that's why I took the trade and I entered for a quick little 100 pips. The thing is I had to close early because it was just moving kind of crazy. And the buy orders weren't really holding. Also, what happened was the spread kind of held me in the trade. It actually went past my TP and then it came back down because it was so volatile. And I ended up just closing manually. And this is, I'll show you guys what I locked in. I didn't lock in too much. I still can't get into the social trader tools though, because I tried to pull this up. I don't know if the website's down or, oh, never mind, see it here. Okay, so I'll show you guys what I locked in on there. Not very much, but you guys can see the huge difference between all the accounts because of the high volatility. My TFF actually gave me the most. But this trade's not an account, so don't worry. I mean, these profits are not going to count towards any profits recorded or any trades recorded because we haven't taken any official trades yet today. So here, I'll just post this up over here. I think a lot of you guys, if you guys made full profit on it, feel free to post up your profits. I'm just going to show you guys what I locked in. I didn't lock in too much, just enough. Surprisingly, my MFFs and main account locked in the same thing, which I wasn't really expecting that. Let me just take a screenshot of my profits for this week so far, so that you guys can see how my accounts are doing. So these are my accounts so far. So here you can see my main account, I locked in 210. My copier, I locked in 510 right here. The image is still loading. Anyways, I'll just post this up. It's easier for you guys to see. It's all my accounts in one screen. All right, so here's my main account. You can see I locked in 210. My FTMO copier, I locked in 510. My MFF number 1 locked in 210. MFF number 2 locked in 210. MFF number 3 locked in 210. Sorry, 1 second. And my TFF locked in about 666. So you guys can see these are all different accounts right here that I have. And these are individual profits that I've marked up or that I've taken screenshots of. Main account 210, copier 510. Big difference right there, right? $400 difference or $300 difference. MFF right here, all the same, 210, 210, 210. And then for whatever reason, my TFF gave me 700. So big difference between accounts. But I still locked in some solid profit off this partial move. I was supposed to lock in 1,000, but slippage kind of got me there. Looks like when price spiked up right here, it didn't close me out because it just spiked up real quick. Then it came back down. And that's where I manually closed out because I was like, I'm not going to risk this. And good thing I did close out, because if I didn't, if I got greedy, I might have gotten stopped out because this is a big drop right here. So, and there was news right there too. So like what Maddie mentioned as well. News price, opening price, and the other news price right here, 515 news, 530 news, and now opening price right here down the middle. Yeah, producer said it looked like it hit liquidity quick. Yeah, no, I definitely did. Yeah, Nick as well. Nick said it's sketchy trade. Aaron's asking, what is the name of the order block indicator at the right? I don't have an order block indicator. Aaron, which one are you referring to? Are you referring to these high lows? So the indicators that I have on the chart right now are the sessions indicator, which are these horizontal lines right here. This purple, green, and red. This is going to identify where the session highs are. This pink line and this pink line is news price. This blue line right here is opening price. The high lows right here is the high low indicator that I created. These vertical signals right here, these are not considered order blocks. I think you might think that these are order blocks, but these are actually momentum indicators. So the way that I identify order blocks in supply and demand is basically, if I see a momentum signal like this, I'll go back to the previous high low using the high low indicator. And this is how I identify my order blocks. So if I have a buy signal right here, I look over to the most recent low, and this is how I identify my demand. And then vice versa. If I have a sell signal like this, I go to the previous high low right here where my high low indicator identifies, and I draw a block right there or a zone, and that would be considered my my supply. So where you see the short and long. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the thing that Aaron's referring to is the depth of market. So it's like level 2. This right here is the order flow. So it's not a block indicator, it's just order flow right here. But in order to get the accurate order flow, you have to pay for this data. So I pay for the YM data, I pay the monthly fee. It's only like $4. It's not a big expense to have real-time data to mirror the US30, which is YM. So I don't know if you can have this on let me see if you can get this on the normal US30 broker. I haven't really looked at it on there. Yeah, so you don't get it here on you don't have order flow because you don't have access to the actual, but if you're on the regular broker US30, you don't have it right here because there's no orders that are coming in. But for me, since I pay for the actual data, I have the actual orders that show right here, Aaron. So you have to pay for the data flow. If you want it, it's cool. If not, I typically have it on right here. So you don't really need it necessarily. I mean, you can just watch my live sessions and I'll typically have it on right there. But if you want to pay the $4, pay the $4. It does make a big difference though. Yeah, no problem, Aaron. Anyways, back to the charts over here. Let me see if there's any confirmation. So we now have a bearish bias right here. So we have a bearish bias. Looking over here, it's a lot clearer now, as you guys can see. So the 10-minute over here is bearish. Reason for that is because price is below the pivots. The pivots are angling down. All the pivots over here are below the level 4 pivot. The trend meter is also red. So here on the 10-minute, this is obviously in a downtrend, right? We have a downtrend bearish bias here on the 10-minute. This is completely fine. Once we've identified that on the 10, we go over here to the 5. And looking over here at the 5, the same exact thing. We have price below the pivots. Pivots are angling down. All the pivots are below the red level 4 pivot right here. The trend meter is also red. And this is going to confirm that we are in a bearish bias downtrend. So with that said, we have a bearish bias on the 10, bearish bias on the 5. What we're looking for over here on the 1 are sells now. We did have a sell signal that just came up right here, but it was invalid. Typically, I want it to be a valid signal, but if you take it with an invalid signal right here, it still would have hit your TP, right? So unfortunately, it was invalid, but if it was valid, I would have hopped into that. Either way, it would have hit TP right there. I mean, technically, you can still take these, but for me personally, I like to know exactly where momentum is going. So what I'm looking for next is I'm looking for price to swing down and then come back below from there. We have another news price right here, Maddie. So I'm kind of glad that all the news prices are like in the same area so that we don't have to worry about getting caught in these red flags. There's news price right there. Now we're just waiting for retracement. So we had price coming down right here. Typically what I'm looking for is for price to retrace back up. So we have this drop right here, retracement, continuation. And when we get the continuation right here, this is where I'm going to be looking to take my sell. So we'll see. Kenny said, man, Sean, you look so much better on the bigger screen. Yeah, now you can get your laptop, Kenny, because now you know it works. I figured it would work. You have a smart TV, you can just mirror the screen. And as long as it's not laggy, I think you should be fine. Or even if it is laggy, you should be fine because you're listening to my live session anyways. So either way, I think you should be good. Seth said, don't we have news at 7? Yeah, we do. So we had news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. We had news over here at 6:45. That was this candle right here. That's kind of where this spike up happened and it came back down. And then we have news also over here at 7 o'clock, Seth. So we got news at 7 and then we have news at 7:30. 7 is the big news. So you guys probably want to be careful right here and maybe not take anything just yet. This is going to be the JOLTS job openings. So this is going to indicate how many jobs were open for the previous month. Obviously, I believe the job should be higher. The reason for that is because we're in the holidays, right? So a lot of people are hiring seasonal. So I'm expecting a lot of jobs to be available for that report. And then it'll probably slump back down in the next couple of months once people get let go for the seasonal move. AT, how's it going? Maddie said, I need to go get me some more 7 leaves right now. Exactly. Yeah, Dejan said, yeah, I'm one of those seasonal hires. Yeah. 2 months and you're out, right, Dejan? So let's see. Price is still moving around. We don't really have any entries available. We do have a direction. So the key thing here is that we have a direction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my alerts over here so that we can know when these trades come in. So here's our NZD USD position over here. I'm a little tempted to move my stop loss and profit because this thing hasn't really been moving too much. I mean, we've been holding on to this for like maybe a day now. As you can see, price just keeps bouncing around. I'm currently in profit about almost 200 right now. It keeps getting close to TP, but then it just comes right back down. I don't think there's any other red flags around here. It's kind of just, there's just no direction. I mean, Forex market's been kind of slow lately. So if it pushes up again, I'll probably just move my stop loss in profit to protect the position. And then we'll see where it goes from there. All right, so let me just update this real quick. So quick. So I'm just going to look at you guys' profits over here because you guys all posted some profits. Let me just post this for my own. And if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to share. Whether it be big profit, little profit, no profit, even a loss, you just got to take accountability. That's the real thing. Whether you have losses or wins, take accountability for it. That's like the main reason you can really build up your trade psychology. Because if you're only focused on posting up the good times, when you have a loss, it's really going to burn. So that's why it's important that you guys just be real with yourself. That's why a lot of people still send me the profits, even though they're not doing they're not having the greatest day, because it keeps them in check. So if you're having a bad day, you got to know that you're having a bad day. And you got to know, should you stop trading for the day, or should you just keep going and try to make the money back? So yeah, they're my profits right there. Some more profits from others over here. Let me check real quick. Scrolling up, we have Narith over here. So Narith said he had to get it during London session before all the news this morning, locked in a total profit of 4,966 for the day. Great work, Narith. So nice work right there. Kip over here as well. I took some on the 5-minute, locked in a nice profit of 6,764 for the day. Great work, Kip. So over here from Kenny. Kenny locked in 630. Nice work, Kenny. Caught that little sell earlier. And then Kip over here again earlier, locked in about 3,000. All wins, no losses. Great work, Kip. Nice, guys. You guys are doing great. Looking over here, I don't think there's anything else over here. Yeah, Kip over here, 3,000. Maddie over here up 380 off this account. Nice work, Maddie. And then his second account locked in 455. Great work, Maddie. Kip again right here, 6,700. Sisuk over here currently up 2,200 for the day. Nice work, Sisuk. Let me check over here real quick. So we still don't have any entries here. Don't worry, we're not missing anything, guys. We have news coming up in about a few minutes. So we're going to wait for this news to pass, and then we'll look for some entries after that. Some more profits over here real quick. Nice work. Barack over here said first 2 trades failed, but TSL stepped in, got something out of the volatility. So he did pretty solid. Looking over here, he made a total profit of 7,544. He had a small loss up here of 98, but he made it right back on the next trade and then made it back on these 3 other trades towards the end. So solid work right there, Brock. He's up 7,544. Maddie over here, 380, 455. Nice work, Maddie. Rashid over here, total profit of 599 for the day. All wins, no losses. Great work, Rashida. All right, so you guys did pretty good. I mean, a pretty good amount of profits for just like that opening trade. And Ellie over here, he took the SR scalp at 654, total profit of 682. So as you guys can see right here, if you guys have access to my indicators and my strategies, you guys can still apply the other strategies. I'm only applying the 2 strategies. I'm applying the momentum scalp, and then I'm also applying the high-low momentum pivot scalp. There's only 2 strategies that I'm focusing on during these live sessions, but there are a bunch of other strategies that you can apply if you prefer to. Madhu over here applied one of the other strategies that we don't typically apply during the live session anymore because I'm focusing on just 2, and he locked in some pretty good profit right here. He took the SR scalp at 654. So looking at that right here, he actually took, and I can kind of show you, 654, which was right here. He took the, literally right here, he took the entry for a sell. Roll that down for a smooth profit. Yeah, blasted right through his TP. So this trade right here, you can see this wick, this candle right here is rejecting off the structure up here. We have the sell momentum, trend meters red, trend is very red, bearish. He took that trade there, and that's what he locked in to lock in this 682 full TP. You can see the green strip here. He went straight to his profit target. So nice work, Madhu. But I see a lot of you guys here still, applying the other strategies, even though I don't typically apply them on the live session. As you guys can see, the strategies still work perfectly fine. It's just up to your preference if you want to take those. I'm just focusing on two strategies here on the live session so that you guys can avoid any confusion. You guys can take whatever entries you guys feel like. So Kevin over here as well. Nice work, Kevin. Kevin's up 9,783 for the day. All wins, no losses. Nice work, Kevin. Alexander over here, he was trailing his entries for the buy earlier. He trailed it up pretty nicely, locking a total profit of 525, all wins, no losses. Nice work, Alexander. So you can see the red strip here because he had a trailing stop, and then it stopped him out in profit as price reached that point. Other than that, I think, let's see. CT over here currently up about 10,000 for the day. He's at 4,440 on his first account, 5,420 on his second account right here. So nice work, CT. Natasha said she had no idea that she was in these two trades that lost, and then the mistakes were killing her. So Natasha over here was actually doing good. She was in these trades over here and was doing pretty solid, but then looks like you took these trades like a long time ago, Natasha. So it looks like she was in these two trades over here, but she didn't even know she was in the trade. She actually lost, but looks like these trades were taken like way earlier, because you can see the time difference right here, Natasha. I think you took these trades like maybe like 6 hours ago or 8 hours ago. So unfortunately, okay, yeah. So she said last night she was studying the charts, and then she accidentally entered these two trades. So unfortunately, she took some losses there. She had some trades open from last night, but she didn't close them. But it's all good, Natasha. Mistakes do happen, so it's all good. You'll bounce back from it. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, but yeah, just make sure you don't do that again. So whenever you get off your charts, make sure that you look at it so that you can make sure that you don't have anything running, because it looks like you had these running for a long time, about like 8 hours. So all right, Natasha. Let's see, question from Nick over here. Nick's asking, did you just recently start using order flow on TradingView? Yeah, basically, I don't really use it that much, Nick. I just use it for like confluence. So like if I'm in a trade or if I'm looking to take a buy or a sell, I try to see if order flow is like, going that direction. If I see a lot of orders in that direction, then I'm more confident with taking the entry. And if the trade, orders are coming in opposite, I'll probably just sit out on it, because it's probably going to be, an area where I want to avoid. So I don't typically use them very much, but yeah, I just started using it recently because I paid for this data on Friday, and I've been using it ever since. It's super accurate. It's way faster than, I think it's faster than FTMO. So we kind of have like a little head start here. It might be like a split second or a second faster, but this candle here does lead. So I'll look at this candle here and I'll see FTMO following after. And the main reason I bought it too as well was because if you guys noticed, like the free data was like super laggy for the it was super laggy for the past couple of months, and there was a lot of data issues where it just frees up. So I wasn't trying to deal with that. When we day trade, we need the data, like we need the fastest data as possible. And that's why I started paying for this here, which, I mean, it's been well worth the $4 I paid, right? Because I'm up for this week so far about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm up like 12,000. So I made pretty good amount for this week. Thanks to this speeded up data. Hey, Nico, how's it going? Welcome. I know I haven't heard from you in a while. Yeah, I opened up the chat here on the YouTube, guys, so that you guys can hang out. The reason why I closed the chat a long time ago is because we kept getting trolls in the chat, but I'm glad to see a lot of you older faces here that are still around and following me with my daily trading each day. So good to see you there, Nico. All right, so we had news right here, guys, at 7 o'clock. We're still looking for some entries here. We need price to swing back and retrace so that we can get the sell signal, because we can't take any entries here for a sell until we get the retracement, right? So we have a sell bias over here on the 10, sell bias here on the 5. Now over here on the 1 minute, we're looking for price to retrace up. So I need price to kind of just come up a little bit. It doesn't need to come up too much, but price did come down a little bit right here. So drop right here, retracement, and then the continuation is basically what we're looking for next. Continuation to the downside. So I need a buy signal to come up here to confirm the retracement, and then after that, I'll take the sell as price continues to drop down lower. But we don't have that yet. So let me check the chat over here real quick and see if I missed anything. Nice. Kenny said he's mirroring his live session on his iPad, no lag. Perfect, Kenny. Yeah, Maddie said SR scalp hit. Seth said you can see how institutions are taking their bets on the news release. Yeah, exactly. So like, for example, right here, when that news event came out, it was key to look over here at the depth of market to identify order flow to see like where the institutions are entering and exiting. This is another key thing why I think it's worth it to pay for the data, because you can see actual orders come in. This is the CME group data. So I get the data directly from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange where these orders get filled. So this isn't broker data. This is like literally the futures data from the actual exchange. Maria said, can we check the DOM just for fun? Yeah, sorry, Maria. I just saw your message and I actually missed it because I was answering other questions. Mandy's asking, how do you get the numbers at the bottom of the DOM to move? Mine have not moved from 0. I've been modifying the settings, no luck. You're talking about the DOM right here, right, Mandy? On TradingView. So in order to get the actual orders right here, you have to pay for this data. If you're on US30, you can see here that the data doesn't, there's no numbers there, right? Because you don't have the actual order flow. Like you don't have the real orders that are coming in, because this is broker data. So if you look at currency.com, this is currency.com data. They're not an actual exchange. They're just a broker that copies data from the exchange. I have the actual like literal data right here from the actual Chicago Mercantile Exchange. That's why I have the real orders that are coming up right here. So if you're not paying for the data, you're not going to have this. You know, as I mentioned, it's not super necessary because I'm typically going to have it open here on my own chart. But if you do want to get it, you can add it to your data feed under your billing settings. There's an option there. If you go to your billing settings where you sign up for the premium trading view, it'll ask you if you want to add extra market data. And for me, I use a CME group. It's like $4. So it's kind of worth it if you know how to use it. Yeah, Seth said I actually sent the message prior to news release, and you can see 170 lots being put as a bet. Damn, I wish I saw that, Seth, because I do want to see when those huge orders come in, right? Because these smaller orders here, yeah, they're like small market makers and institutions, but like when you see a big order, like a 50 contract or like 100 contract, you can obviously tell that's an institution, right? Okay, Mandy. So if you paid, make sure that you have this specific symbol on, right? Make sure that you're looking at the actual future and you're not looking at US30. So if you do have this right here, Mandy, if you want to just click on the chart, type in YM and make sure that you have this one right here under CBOT Mini. See E-mini Dow futures, or you can go to futures over here. Make sure that you click on this one. When you click on this one, make sure that you have this data on your chart, and then make sure that this right here is green. So go over here and click on this. If you've paid for it, it's going to say that market's open. If you haven't paid for it, or if it hasn't updated on your system, it's going to say delayed here. If it says delayed, you're not going to have the order flow. I know, right? Seth said TradingView is earning at least an extra $12 a month from signing us up. Exactly, Seth. Yeah, no problem, Andy. Did that fix it for you? I just want to make sure it's fixed so that you can see it as well, because it's super helpful. I mean, if you're looking for an entry here, like say, for example, we're looking for a sell, right? If I see like 20, 30, 40 buyers coming right here, I'm not going to take that sell. I'm going to wait a little bit because it's going to retrace up a little bit and then it'll come back down further. But if I see a bunch of sell orders here, then I'm for sure hopping into that trade because it's going to push momentum in that direction. Oh, gotcha. No problem, Andy. Yeah, take your time with it. There's no rush. If anything, I'll leave this up here so that you can see it on my screen. FX Shark is asking, can we get the data from their website? Which data are you talking about, FX? Are you talking about the order flow? So I'm not sure how you would get it from their website, but I don't think you can. Because it's like it's linked to your broker or your trading platform. Like some people in the group have access to it on like Tradeovate. Like so Alexander has his looks a little different. His looks like this. So you can see a lot of orders right here. So you can see how many sell orders are placed at these price points and how many buy orders are placed at this price point. So, I mean, depending on your broker or your platform, if you're paying for it already, then you'll probably have it like this. For me, I'm just paying for the TradingView data. So I just have it like right here. But I'm not sure how you can get it on the website. It's not like this thing is changing like every second. So I don't think it's like, it's not something where you can just go to like see sentiment. Like for example, here, the sentiment here barely changes. So you can't find it on a website like this. And I don't think you could find it on like CNBC or anything like that either. You have to actually pay for the data to get this order flow on your screen, or use a broker that offers it. Typically, you still have to pay for it, even if you're on that broker. One broker that people use is TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. I have that too, but I don't use it myself anymore. Some people use Tradeovate, like Alexander over here, and I think some other people like CT uses AMP. So there's a couple of different futures broker that you can use, but for me, this is the one that I use. It's just like a $4 add-on. It's not very much per month. So it does do, I mean, it does help a lot when identifying the direction. Nice. Maddie over here actually took a high-low quick scout. So nice work right there, Maddie. So again, there's another strategy here that I don't typically take, but I know Maddie likes to take it, and Natasha. So basically, there's a high right here. When they saw the wick right here, this is where Maddie and whoever took it would enter. And obviously, you can see it went straight to full profit right there. So, all right, cool. Now that we have the buy signal right here, I'm now looking for a sell signal, right? We have a sell bias on the 10, sell bias on the 5. Now in the 1 minute right here, I just need to get a sell signal so that I can take sell entry over here on the 1. We have news coming up over here at 7:30, but we still have some time. So what I'm looking for here is a sell signal. If I can get that sell signal, I'll enter the sell, and then I'll ride this down for a quick little profit. You open the order flow over here. So I see a lot of sell orders coming in right here. This is going to give me an idea for when the sell signal will come up. So I'm basically just waiting for that sell signal to pop up right here. All right, so I think this push up is temporary. I think it's going to push back down because I see a bunch of sell orders coming in right here. Let's go to this clean chart a little easier. So I'm looking for that sell signal to come up. Once it comes up, possibly take it. Just a matter of time. All right, we got about 20 seconds left on this candle right here. I'm watching it on my chart. If we do get a sell signal, make sure that you wait for it to actually close, right? That's the key thing. You gotta wait for it to close. If it doesn't close, there's no entry. Just a matter of patience right here. See a couple sellers come in. See if this closes. So no sell signal here, but there's one pending on this next candle. So I'll be watching this next candle right here for a sell signal. I would like for it to be a valid sell signal though. So I want a red candle with it within it for that sell signal to close. So I'm looking over here at the order flow. There's a pretty good amount of sell entries coming in right now. We've got about 30 seconds left on this candle. If you guys want to take this entry here, just make sure that the candle actually closes. So wait until this candle closes before entering. Don't enter like 10 seconds before, because this can easily just disappear and shoot up at the last couple of seconds. So I'm just looking at the order flow over here. I still see a lot of sell orders coming in. So I'm hoping this will hold. If it doesn't, we just got to wait for the next one. So it's got to be patient. It's got about 10 seconds left on this candle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Damn, it didn't close. So again, you got to wait again for this one right here. Man, this would have went straight to TP too. So guys, I told you guys to wait for it, and I actually entered when it closed. So I didn't have an actual valid entry, but I did take the trade there because I waited for the last second and it had disappeared like at the last second. So unfortunately, I entered, and that was a bad place. I was going to close out early, but then it ended up just blasting through my TP. So I'm gonna do here as well. Looks like a lot of you guys here entered with me. It literally like closed at the last second. That's why you got to be like paying attention to the very last second, because it'll close and then it'll miss. But there might be another one right here. Again, you got to wait for this one to actually close, right? Before you hop into it. It didn't close again. Yeah, so it didn't close again right there. I'm going to manually exit. So I accidentally entered that trade again. I keep making the same mistake. I manually exited though, guys. So if you guys want to take it, feel free. If you guys don't, I mean, I pulled out manually because I don't want to get caught in this here if it ends up spiking back up. So this here literally closed. It was like at the last second, and then all of a sudden it disappeared at the very last second. So I entered it. I made a quick little profit off it, but then I closed it out manually because I don't want to get caught in this and in this ending up going the other way, right? So I'm going to sit back for a little bit because it looks like I'm starting to kind of I'm starting to not necessarily revenge trade, but I'm over trading right now because I keep waiting for this here to close and it keeps disappearing. So if this here closes, I might just sit out of this one. I keep clicking too quickly. Okay, so this one over here is another entry, but I'm not in this one right here. I mean, I'll follow it though. It's probably going to hit. Set an alert there to let me know. So I'm sitting back right now, guys. I've been entering, like I entered 2 or 3 trades right here. And these candles didn't close. So I just got to sit back because the market here is moving kind of choppy. I think this will probably hit, but I don't want to like keep jumping in and then entering trades that I'm not supposed to be in. So I'm going to go and just take a screenshot of my profits so far, and then we'll just see where this plays out. But I'm not in this position here. Sometimes you just got to step back and control yourself. If you know you're making mistakes, you just got to step back and wait. It's weird to hit my TP over here, but it didn't give me the green strip. Yeah, full TP off that. So if you guys took it, great. If you didn't, it's okay. I already locked in 1,000 off the previous one. So it's not like I'm missing out on anything. I did miss out on this specific trade, but I made 1,000 on the one up here. And I just got to catch myself, because if I keep making mistakes like that, it's going to become a bad habit. And then for the rest of the session, I'm going to start taking a lot of trades that are not even there. So nice. Maddie took it, full TP. If you guys got it, great. Let's give you guys a little update here, and I'm going to post up my profits too. But yeah, even though it's a good trade, guys, sometimes if you guys don't feel comfortable with your entries and you're just taking you're kind of just taking random entries, not really random entries, but you're taking entries that don't meet the requirements, then it's best to just take a step back. Because if you don't, you can easily get caught up in a really bad trade. Because what happens is you start to get lucky, and then you think like you're unstoppable, right? And then when you think you're unstoppable, you start taking a lot of dumb trades. And yeah, you'll have a couple of wins along the way, but then eventually you're going to get burnt. So for me, to prevent myself from getting burnt, I just had to take a step back. And you just got to be real with yourself. You got to be accountable, right? Because I see a lot of people who you'll be super happy and post up profits when you guys win, but when you guys lose, it really destroys you, because we don't really lose very often since we're pretty disciplined with our entries. So yeah, I just chill out for a second there. My profits are sitting nice, so I'm going to send you guys my profits. All my accounts are doing pretty good. I got some good slippage on my copier account over here, actually. Let me check my MFF. If it's different. MFFs are actually the same. So the MFFs have been closing at the same time today. Typically they're kind of mixed, but today they're actually all the same. 560, which is not too bad. Okay, now that we have this entry here, we're looking for the retracement. So we want price to retrace up a little bit. Man, I can't believe I did that. I made the mistake twice, like back to back. I was waiting for it to close. So price came down, looking for retracement and continuation lower. So we need that retracement before we can take any of the other entries. My TFF is actually paying me the most. So I'll show you guys right now. My TFF paid me out, or not, didn't pay me out, but it locked me in well over 2K in profit. So if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to post them up. We did pretty good today so far. It's only 7:19. We still have a few minutes, or not a few minutes. We have a while till 8 o'clock. So let me go ahead and so as you guys can see, my accounts are sitting really nice for this week. So here are all my accounts so far for this week. Doing pretty good. Locking 1,700 off my, I'll just show you over here. I'll put this screenshot in here as well, but I'll just show you my screenshots over here. So here's my main account. I locked in 1,710 for the day. So I'm doing pretty good. This is my main one. My FTMO copier, I locked in 1,960. So this one's doing pretty good as well. For my MFF, I locked in 1,560. MFF over here, 1,560 as well. Third account, 1,560. These are all the same. And then for my TFF, locked in a total profit of 2,198. So not bad. So for the week so far, I'm doing pretty good. I'm up 3,840 off my main account. So for the day, I'm up 1,710, 1,960, 60, 60, 98. Yeah, total profit of 10,548 for the day. That's just for today. And then for the week so far, I'm up. We haven't had any losses this week, so we're doing pretty good. Yeah, so this week my accounts are sitting really nice. It's only, what's it, Wednesday? This is my total accounts for the week so far. So it's want to be transparent with you guys, right? I only take a couple trades and then I'm pretty much good for the day. A lot of people complain that I don't take enough trades. The thing is, you're not taking proper lot sizing. If you're using proper lot sizing according to your account size, you can make pretty good profit. Like I'm just taking, like, I think for this whole week, I've taken one trade yesterday, one trade the day before that, and then a couple trades here. And this is how much I've locked in. So it doesn't, the number of trades don't matter. It's the quality of trades, right? It's quality over quantity. So we take maybe 1 or 2 trades a day on these scalps, but they do hit. So if you're using a proper lot size, you can make a pretty good amount of profit off that. There's no one specifically here who's complaining about, like, minimal trades. It's someone that you guys will tell me that that's what people usually complain about. It's just people don't understand to use, they don't know how to use the proper lot sizing to lock in, enough profit to make it worthwhile. But yeah, for the most part, solid profit. Scalp tree. 5 session. All right, so we got a lot of profits to cover over here. We don't have any entries, so don't worry, we're not missing anything here. I'm looking for the retracement, which you don't have yet. We also have news over here. So we're looking for the retracement, plus we have news coming up in a couple of minutes. So we're not generally ignoring the chart right now. We're just waiting for the retracement to happen. We're also waiting for news to pass as well at 7:30. So as long as you guys can stay consistent and disciplined, I mean, you guys could lock in some pretty good profit overall. It's really about the consistency and discipline, right? I haven't been taking trades in Asia session. I just take trades during these live sessions. And then it's pretty much it. So we got a couple more profits over here. just copy this over real quick. One more right here, and I think we are good to go. Jonathan said he pulled out early too because it's few seconds late. Yeah, no, exactly. Jonathan said having the one-click trading saved him. Yeah, no, sometimes it helps me too if I restart my platform and then it requires that I enable it. It does help sometimes. All right, so we have the retracement right here. We do have news coming up shortly though, so I think if we do get an entry from now until a news price, I'm probably gonna sit out because I don't want to get caught in any unusual price movements here as we get closer to news. Looking at the profits over here, let me scroll up real quick. So we have a couple more profits over here from Narith. So Narith is currently now up 5,791 for the day. Nice work, Narith. Pretty good trades right here so far overall. Looking over here at Kenny, Kenny's now currently up 705 for the day. So nice work right there, Kenny. Seth over here as well. He's currently up 22,233. Nice work, Seth. Damn, you made a huge profit off that buy right there, off the breakout. You really use that tool, huh? Seth knew that buy was coming up. So he caught that like as soon as it shot to the moon and then he pulled out. So he took a huge push right there on that breakout. I can see the timestamp. So you literally took it on market open. Natasha over here. Okay, so that's from earlier. So let me see. Douglas said if that was a double bottom on the 15. So let me go check real quick. He's talking about the 15 time frame. Yes, you are right. So Douglas over here. So for the other indicator that I use, I don't really use this too often, but here, if I hide everything on the chart, if you turn on the SRV2, so I have this indicator over here that automatically plots support and resistance on the chart, support and resistance zone. So when you turn this on right here, you can see that, yes, this is a support zone. So if price does reject off that on the 15, this would be considered a double bottom. But price looks like it broke past it, so it might not be considered a double bottom. So you guys can see I create these indicators for a reason. I don't create these indicators for like whatever reason. I don't try to create like a million indicators. I create stuff that actually is useful when trading. So like Douglas over here identified this as double bottom, and then I confirmed it using my own indicator over here to identify the zone. If price breaks past it and closes, it's not going to be a double bottom, obviously, but if it bounces directly off it, then yeah, it could be considered a double bottom. So yeah, no, it's super useful. You know, everything that I create has some utility to it. It's not a random, you know, I'm not creating random indicators to be useless. I'm always creating something for some sort of specific use. Let me scroll down real quick. Mandy's asking, how do you make a copy account? I use Social Trader Tools, Mandy. That's the platform I use. You can just connect your account to it. And then what it does is your copy accounts will just do exactly what your main account's doing. So as you guys can see over here from my profits, this is my main account right here. All these other accounts are copy accounts. So whatever my main account right here does, everything right here, it just copies. So if I buy, these buy. If I sell, these sell. If I close, these close as well. And that's how you would use it. But yeah, the one that I use is Social Trader Tools. Kenny said his MT4 is starting to freeze up a little, so he thinks he's done for the day. Yeah, that's fine, Kenny. You made some pretty good profit already so far, so you're solid. Rashida took a quick scalp hit. Nice work, Maddie and Rashida both hit the quick scalps, so that's solid. All right, let me see if there's any other profits here real quick. Jonathan over here, he said he trusted the momentum but pulled early due to entering late, locking a total profit of 500 for the day. Nice work, Jonathan. Yeah, not bad. I mean, one trade a day, locking in that 100 is pretty solid. Barack over here said, wasn't able to leave the charts, waited for continuation with me, took the entries starting from the red momentum, and then he hopped in. Huge profit here for Barack. Barack's currently up 33,000 997. This is pretty big, Brock. I don't know how many trades you took, but you went from 7,000 to like times, like you more than doubled that. So you're now up 33,000. So wow, crazy. Solid work, Brock. Yeah. So basically Brock here was supposed to get off the charts, but he just stayed on with me on the live session, just listened to my analysis. And then he took those continuations. Huge profit right here. I think this might be your total profit, right? It can't be from just today, is it? And it is just from today. I see the timestamp here. So this is all from today. So Brock, you're doing pretty good. Nice. Let me scroll down a little further, see if I'm missing anything else. Dejan over here currently up 725 for the day, all wins, no losses. Nice work, Dejan. So guys, here's the thing. If you guys are not profiting here, you guys are definitely doing something wrong, right? So if you guys are not profiting, message me. I want to see what you guys are doing, because you guys can see everyone here locking in massive profits every single day. Rashida over here as well. All wins, no losses, currently up 1,048 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. Yeah, if you guys are not making any profit here, I mean, there's something wrong. So if that's the case for you, message me so I can figure out what your issue is and so we can fix it. Patricia over here, currently up 3,545, pretty much all wins. You have one loss there, but it's a small one. It looks like you bounce right back on the next trade. So solid work right there, Patricia. Anelli over here as well. He took another speculative trade off the 10-minute snipe. So that's another strategy Anelli is applying. 10-minute snipe. Earlier, he took the SR scalp. So he has two profits here. 967 off this account. Solid work right there, Anelli. And then the big account, a big profit right here. This is the main account with the green strips, locked in 3,222. So great work right there, Anelli. And nice work on like applying all the different strategies. So you're pretty, Anelli's been part of the group for like a while now. So he's well versed in the different strategies that we're applying. He took the 10-minute snipe over here, huge profit, 10-minute snipe over here, big profit as well. SR scalp over here, another profit right there. So he's been applying these other strategies that we used to apply a lot in the past. But as you guys can see, it still works perfectly fine. So just because we don't use it here on the live anymore, doesn't mean that it's not a good strategy anymore. It still works perfectly fine. I'm just simplifying the process here so that you guys can focus on just one or two strategies along the way. We don't have any entries here. In order for us to get an entry, we need a retracement signal, which we don't have yet. Once we get that retracement signal, when price comes back down, that's where we'll be making our entry on the continuation down lower. So nice work, guys. Some more profits right here from Cameron. Cameron said took a loss last night, done for the day, going to step back with you. I think my luck is out for the day. Yeah, so that's fine, Cameron. If you're solid and you're okay with your profits for the day so far, just wrap it up. If you're not having a clear mind, you're not there 100%, just take the rest of the day off, come back tomorrow, bounce back from it. I mean, you're not really bouncing back because you're up 1,000 for the day. So you took a loss here, but you made it right back. And you made it into profit close to 1,000. So I think you're having a pretty good day. You just had that one bad trade from last night. And, it's probably messing with your trade psychology. So yeah, no, if that's the case, just call it a day, come back tomorrow. The market's not going anywhere, especially with the scalping. You'll find at least like a few, opportunities throughout the day. So that's my word of advice, guys. If you guys are not there 100%, just take a break or, step back for a while, because the last thing you want to do is take a bad trade and then you give away the profits that you just made. Yeah, Cameron said it was the entries that didn't actually close that you took too. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, these right here, it looks like these last two. Yeah, so I'll see it. Right, Maddie? Exactly. But yeah, no, Cameron, you're good. If you want to sit back, I'd probably do the same thing. So some more profits over here for Maddie. Maddie's currently over here, 455 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. All wins over here. Solid. And then his second account over here, he's at 580. Solid. Perfect. Yeah, Brock said done for the day, covered my last week. Good for the day, for real. Thank you, bro, for this live session. Yeah, definitely, Brock. So I'll see you here tomorrow. It's cool to take the rest of the day off if you'd like. All right, let's see. Question from Ryan. Let me check the YouTube chat real quick, because I know you posted a question there too, Ryan. So let's see. Gary's asking, do you think these prop firms stick around long term? Well, I think FTMO will stick around. I think they will for sure will stick around. I've been using them for over a year now, like since they kind of came on the scene, and I haven't had any issues with them. So they're running their company properly. For a lot of these other companies, I can't say the same. Like for MFF, I don't know if MFF is going to be around forever. They have issues with their execution times. You guys can see from my profits here, there's a big difference between my FTMO and my MFF, right? I feel like they purposely execute our trades late. That's why my profits are always less on MFF. So I don't know if they have an issue, if they get sued for something, like for doing something shady, then they might get shut down, just like funding talent, right? Because my profits are always less on MFF. TFF over here is actually really giving. So I don't know. They might go out of business too because they're just too giving. Because every time you look here, you guys can see the profit difference, right? FTMO is like right down the middle. MFF is usually off, and then TFF is usually off too. I usually have more profit on TFF, and then I have less profit on MFF. So I think FTMO will be around for a while, but these other companies, that's why I don't recommend them. I don't recommend MFF or TFF, but I do use them. But you guys can see there's always a profit difference between the accounts, and I don't think it's the copier. I think it's the actual broker or company that they're using, because I'm taking the same exact trades, so the profit shouldn't vary that much. So for me personally, I think FTMO will be around for a long time. The other companies, though, I mean, we'll see. You know, time will tell, because you see a lot of these companies come and go. FTMO has been around for the longest. Other than that, let's see. So CT is asking what the quick scalp. I'll send it to you, CT. And then question over here from Ryan. Ryan's asking, what would you say will be the proper lot size if you're starting with $500? So depends on your broker, Ryan. Which broker are you using? Because some brokers use standard lot sizing, some brokers use mini lot sizing, some brokers use micro lot sizing. Your lot sizing can depend on your broker. So depending on which broker you're using, I don't think you could even trade it on a standard broker, because you need at least 1,000 to trade on a standard broker. So I'm assuming you're probably on a mini or micro lot size broker. If you're on a micro lot size broker, I mean, typically what you'll do is you'll get the percentage, right? So if you have a $500 account, you want to risk about like maybe 1.5%. So times that 1.5, you only want to risk $75 per trade. So whatever your lot size is, that will equal a 300 pip stop loss with $75 risk. That's what your lot size would be. You know, if you can tell me how much each pip is worth on a 0.01, I can do the calculations for you. But I don't use very many brokers. So unless you're using FTMO, you know, I can tell you exactly what it is for FTMO. But for any other broker, I can't really tell you unless it's one that I've used before. So you might have to message your broker and ask them like, hey, how much is a dollar? Like, how much is a pip worth trading on US30 for like a 0.01? If they can tell you how much it's worth, you can do the calculation pretty easy. So for example, if each pip is like 10 cents, right? You're using a 0.01. So you do 75 divided by, you know, 10 cents. Or what you'll do is like, so 10 cents times 30, or 300 if it's 300 pips. Sorry, 10 cents times 30. It's like $3, right? So if you do a bigger lot size, so you do $1 times 30, it's $30. So you're trying to figure out what's going to be your risk when you get to $75. So if it's like a 2 lot times 30 or 300, I mean, it depends on like it depends on your broker. So if they're doing it by points, it'll be 30. If they're doing it by pips, it'll be 300. So you kind of get what I'm saying, Ryan? Like I can't give you the answer until like I have like the details for like your broker or how much each pip is worth. But that's pretty much how you would calculate it. You can't use Forex.com or Rwanda because they don't allow it here in the or you're listening to me here on the live. So I'll just talk to you instead of typing it up. So for here in the US, you can't trade indices on a Forex broker. So Forex.com and Rwanda are both Forex brokers. you can't trade US30 because it's not allowed here in the US. Well, depending on where you're located. I don't know if you're here in the US, but if you are, you can't trade on those brokers. You have to trade the actual future. So in order for you to trade the future, you have to use a future broker like TradeStation or Trade or AMP, or I mean, what other brokers they have here? Yeah, TradeStation is like number one right here. Tradeovate's the other one, and AMP. So these are the three main ones, but you can't trade this with $500. I think you need at least like 1,000, if not like a little more. Alexander, I think you're here, right? How much do they require for you to deposit in a Tradeovate? Because I know you use Tradeovate. I know you mentioned it the other day, so I'm not sure if it's like less, but typically you need like at least like 1,000 to trade with a futures broker. You can't trade at Forex.com because they don't allow it on there. So it just depends on which one that you plan on using. I think TradeStation was like about 1,000 too. Usually futures brokers are a little more. And the problem with that is that the leverage is like super low here in the US if you're using a regulated broker, Ryan. So what I would recommend is to check out TradeStation. Let's check out all three of these. Check out the TradeStation, and then check out Tradeovate, and then check out AMP. This is if you want to trade US30 or YM. It's the same thing, YM or US30. Those are the three main brokers you'll be using for US30. If you want to trade Forex, then you can use Forex.com. That's what I use myself for my account. The futures here are different though. So you just have to use a different broker for futures. If you use Owanda or Forex, you can trade Forex on those accounts. If you're in the US, I think if you're in Canada, you can trade US30 on Owanda, but not Forex.com. So you guys can see it's a little it's a little confusing depending on like where you're located. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Alexander. So Alexander sent me the link here for Tradeovate. He said the minimum is 550 to trade the yeah, this is what it'd be right here, YM, the E-mini Dow. It's 500 minimum for the day, but you have to have that as like floating balance. So if you want to trade, you should put in like at least double that so that you can cover the floating balance throughout the day. So you technically need 500 to open the account, but you're going to need like at least 1,000 to cover the margin to let the trade run. So thanks, Alexander, for that. And then another question for you here is also, does it cost money to set up a mentorship with you? So typically I don't mentor one-on-one, Ryan, but I've been mentoring one-on-one recently. I used to mentor a lot before, and then I stopped because I was more focused on my trading, but I'm mentoring again now because I have a lot of free time. Like I just trade from like 6:30 to 8, and then I have a lot of free time throughout the day. So I started mentoring again. So it technically doesn't cost you any money to mentor with me, because I'm doing mentorships with people who aren't even in the group. Like if you guys want to learn my strategies, I'll show you. But the thing is, you can't have access, like you can't use the strategies that I'm teaching unless you have the indicators, right? So if you do sign up for the strategies, you'll have access to me for mentorship. I do group mentoring once a week, but I also do one-on-one mentoring, if I'm available. So typically, if any of you guys here want to sit down with me for a one-on-one mentorship, just message me. I'll check my schedule to see if I can sit down with you guys. I will be getting a bit busier in the next couple weeks, next couple months, because I'm going to be recording the videos for the revamp of the course. So basically the course over here, you're going to have the old course, but I'm going to be putting all of these new videos here to focus on what we're doing here in the live. So I'm only going to be focusing on 3 strategies: the momentum scalp, which is what we took earlier to lock in this profit. So I'm going to be going over this strategy here. Also the high level momentum pivot scalp, which is similar to this, but an extra confluence. And then my Forex strategy, which I use for all the signals. So just 3 strategies and all these videos here. So yeah, if you guys want to get mentorship from me, just message me, whether you're a member or not. I'm pretty sure, like once I show you the strategies and whatnot, you'll probably want access to the strategies and the indicators. So, I'm just in the mood of giving right now. So I'm doing free mentorships, whether you're a member or not. My main goal here is to help you guys out. I make pretty good amount of profit just from trading. So it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt for me to pass on the knowledge, because you guys can see I do pretty consistent profits each week. So I do pretty good just trading, but mentorship, I try to help when I can. So group mentoring will still be available weekly, but the one-on-one mentorships they're going to last for as long as I have free time. If I don't have free time, then I'm not going to be doing the one-on-ones, in the future. So yeah, if you guys want to sit down with me, just reach out and then we will set that up. Yeah, C6 said free one-on-one mentorship question marks. Exactly. C6 said sitting on his hands right now, so he locked in a total profit of 4,600 for the day. Nice work, C6. All wins and no losses. So you're doing pretty good. So yeah, guys, if you guys want access to these indicators and strategies, just go on the website, kodikaitrades.com. Again, that's kodikaitrades.com. Click on this right here to get access to it. If you just want access to the videos on the YouTube, just click on that right there, and then it'll bring you to the YouTube channel where you can see all of my live sessions. I've been trading live for about like 3, 4, 5 years now. I think for the past 3 years, I've been trading daily. For the past 5 years, I traded like maybe a couple days a week, but we have like years and years of live sessions here, if you guys want to go back and watch any of my previous trading. Anyways, there's no entries for us to take right now. Looking over here at the 5-minute is now kind of pushing to the upside. So we still have a bearish bias over here on the 10. So this is still bearish. The 5-minute is still bearish too, but we do have a pending buy signal here. So if this buy signal closes, then unfortunately, we're not going to have a buy momentum here. So we're not going to have that bias until we get another sell signal here on the 5. It's 7:45 right now, so it is getting close to 8. Today, I will not be staying past 8 because we did take a couple of trades earlier today. I typically only stay after if there's no trades from 6:30 to 8. The reason for that is because I typically find an entry after, but if there is trades between 6:30 and 8, then I'll generally call it a day at 8, because market is typically going to range and consolidate during that period. And that's not a time that you guys should be looking for entries. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll try to look for another entry here. There's actually, I missed it. So this one over here, there was an entry that came up here on the 1, but I was looking at the 5 here because I was waiting for that candle to close. Unfortunately, I missed the entry right here. It's all good though. Looks like it's going to hit. So I was and it went full TP. So if you guys caught that, great. The reason why I didn't take this trade here, or why I wasn't really focused on it, was because the 5-minute here had a pending buy signal. If that candle closed with the buy signal, then we couldn't take any entries here. But you can see here that everything kind of just lined up. So this is why it's important that you guys confirm it on the 10. So over here on the 10, it's obviously in a downtrend, right? Here on the 5, it's obviously in a downtrend. If you have this here in a downtrend with a bearish bias for momentum, then all you need to focus on is a 1-minute over here. And whenever you get a sell signal, you just hop into that and full TP. Unfortunately, I missed it because I was too focused on the 5-minute. I was waiting for this here to close with a buy signal so I can avoid it. But as soon as the signal came up over here, it went straight to TP. Let's see, Ross is asking, can you explain the one that you just missed? Yeah, so this here was a momentum scalp entry, Ross. It was a momentum scalp entry, and it was also a high-low momentum pivot scalp. So it was 2 strategies in one, both the strategies I look for here. So for this strategy right here, you want to identify momentum signal, valid or invalid, right? There's a valid signal right here. You want to draw a zone at the high-low before momentum. So we have a zone right here, which would be considered supply. Third, you want to confirm momentum is rejecting off the high-low zone. You can see this candle right here is rejecting directly off it, Ross. Fourth, you want to confirm you're trading in the direction of trend and pivot, using the pivots and the trend meter. Trend right here is obviously bearish. This right here, the pivots are angling down, prices below the pivot. So this indicates that it's in a strong downtrend. With that said, you can enter on the close of the momentum candle, which would be right here. That's where entry would have been made. And you can see it went straight to full TP. Same with this over here. This was another strategy. This was the momentum scalp. So the 2 strategies in one. You want to confirm you're trading in the overall trend. So right here on the 10-minute, it's bearish, prices below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. Same with the 5, prices below the pivots are angling down, and the trend meter is red. So with that said, we have a sell bias for the 10-minute, 5-minute. For the 2-minute, you want to confirm, or for the step 2, you want to confirm that the momentum on the 10 is going in your direction. Looking back at the most recent momentum signal, it's a sell signal right here. So this is going to confirm step 2, right? You have momentum in this direction. For step 3, you want to confirm the momentum on the 5-minute. Same thing here, sell signal. This is the most recent momentum signal. That's going to be requirement number 3. For requirement number 4, you want to confirm momentum on the 1-minute. So we have the sell signal right here. This is the catalyst for entry. Once you have this here, you can enter on the close of the momentum candle on the 1-minute. So when this candle here closed, you can take that sell, and then you would roll this down for a full TP. The reason why I missed this was because I was looking at the 5-minute. We had a pending buy signal right here on this specific candle, this last one, right? So I wasn't really looking at the 1-minute. I was waiting to make sure this here wouldn't close with a buy signal, because if it did, we couldn't look for any more sells. It goes in order: 10-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute. The 5-minute over here at the very last second, the candle didn't close. As soon as this didn't close, the 1-minute over here came up. Once this came up with the sell signal, I missed it. It just happened way too fast. So that's the main reason why I missed it, Ross. Unfortunately, it would have been a great trade because it went straight to TP with like little to no drawdown. But as you guys can see, this is how you would line it up. You just got to be really focused when you're taking these momentum scalps, because sometimes they'll come up super quickly like that, like we did right here, and I totally missed it. But it's all good. I mean, I'm pretty good on profit for the day. I'm currently up, well over 1,000 across all my or like per account. So it's pretty solid. So that's why I'm not too bummed out by missing the trade, but it would have been great if I took it out and added another 1,000 to my my profit arsenal over here. So it's all good. You know what happens? Everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. So, I mean, we have about 10 minutes left on this session right here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat, and then, we can move forward with whatever questions you guys have. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to get any other entries here. Reason for that is because we have about 9 minutes left. We need price to retrace up and then continue back down. With the way that price is moving right now, if it does retrace up, we'll probably get a retracement. But if we get pushed back down right here, our entry is probably going to get caught in the session, which is one of the red flags that we don't trade. So yeah, we'll keep watching for entries, but I'm not really anticipating anything to come up from now until 8 o'clock. So if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll hang out for a bit, see if we can find anything else. But if not, we'll be good for the day. Man, NZD USD here is just, it's messing around so much. It just keeps going back and forth. So I'll see how this pushes up. I think on the next push up, I'll move my stop loss and profit. I'm just kind of tired of holding it. It's not really moving too smooth. But other than that, let me check the questions here if I'm missing anything. Let me see, scrolling down over here. So Maddie sent me this over here. So Maddie marked up the entries here on the his chart. For Maddie over here, there's 7 wins and 0 losses for today. Basically all the trades that Maddie identified. Saw a couple buys, saw a couple sells, all wins for the day. Nice, Maddie. See, Anelli said made a mental error on identifying a trade strategy. Thankfully, he was able to make it back. Thanks for a great live session, Sean. Yeah, definitely, Anelli. So, this is the accountability that I'm talking about, right? Anelli over here made a mistake. Mistakes happen. You guys are going to run into mistakes, and you guys are going to have losses here and there. But the good thing about Anelli is that he didn't let that stop him, right? He made a mistake there. He lost the trade. He bounced right back, made everything literally back on the next trade. So Anelli over here currently up 3,282 for the day. Solid trading day for you. Solid trading day for almost everyone here. So the key thing is to never get stuck on these trades, right? If you start to get stuck or you start to make mistakes, just call it a day, because your mindset has to be 100% when you guys are scalping, or else you're going to miss trades. You're going to take bad trades, along the way. So great work right there, Anelli. We might get an entry here on the 1 minute, but I'm not really counting on it. We have the buy signal here. So if we get a sell signal next, that's technically going to be another entry for a momentum scalp. possibly a high level momentum pivot scalp as well if it rejects off the structure. But we'll see where that goes. Some more profits from CSUK over here. He's currently at 5,100 for the day, all wins and no losses. Great work, CSUK. Douglas over here. I'll let your thing load. Let's see. Ryan said, thank you for answering my questions. I'm almost done with your course that you have up. And now I'm starting to look into brokers. I'll also be buying access to indicators when I'm ready to start. Yeah, nice. Definitely, Ryan. If you want to sit down with me and you want to like go over the indicators and the strategies, just send me a message. I'm free to go over them with you so that you understand them before, taking that next step. Because the thing is, when you have access to this stuff, they're very powerful tools. So you got to make sure that you actually use them properly and that you actually use them, right? Because if you do, I'm sure you'll find a lot of success, trading on your own or trading with us here on the live session. Douglas over here posted his profits as well. Nice work, Douglas. Yeah, you did pretty good. I like your consistency right here. I know you messaged me, earlier this morning. You said you've never been consistent with your trading until you found us. So I'm glad that you hopped on the free YouTube, started following us here, locked in some pretty good profits, and that's just the beginning. So I'm glad to see a lot of new faces here. It's great to meet all of you guys here. My goal here is to help you guys out with trading. So whatever trading questions you guys have, if you want me to analyze anything for you, just send me a message and I'll give you a chart analysis of like whatever you're looking at. There's a possible entry right here, but it's right at the sessions and news price. So unfortunately, not one that we could take. This is a definite red flag. You can see right here, we have news price right there. And we also have the London low and New York low right here. So definitely no entry for us at that point. And this is exactly what I just mentioned earlier, right? I mentioned we might get an entry here, but it's not going to be one that we can take because it's right at these red flags. So it did exactly what we anticipated. I'm not going to take this trade here, but I'll just leave it up so we can follow it in case, it does spike down and hit TP. Yeah, no, definitely, Douglas. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure, Douglas. Yeah, and I'm glad to help whoever's new here. If you guys are new here, if you guys, need help with anything specific, just let me know. Anything trading, I've been trading for like, 12 years now, over 11 for sure. I've pretty much gone through all the issues. If you guys have any issues with trade psychology, I'm sure I've gone through all of them with on my own. So if you guys need help, getting that together, just let me know. I'll give you some tips to maybe help you overcome that hurdle. Because that's the main hurdle for a lot of people, right? You can use like the most mediocre strategy out there, as long as you have at least a 50% win rate. But really, it's about executing the trade. So as long as you can execute the trade and be consistent with your routine, you should be fine. All right, I think that might be it for right now, unless there's any other questions, guys. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. There's no entries for us to take right here. As you can see, price is starting to consolidate. So this is why I don't trade after 8 o'clock. See how price is moving directional from like 6:30 until 8? Now price is just consolidating sideways. This is like the worst time to trade. So I'm definitely not going to be looking to take any entries right here. Price will probably consolidate for a while. Eventually, yeah, it'll break out to the upside or break out to the downside. Right now, specifically, it's just going to go, sideways for a bit. Nice. So David said, great session, Sean. 2 wins, 100% win rate for the day. Nice work, David. Yeah, no, I'm glad. Yeah, you too, David. So David was like another person. He joined, he's been trading for a long time, hasn't really found consistency, but like now that he's, realized how the system works, he's doing pretty good. So I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here finding success with trading using my systems and my strategies, because it is possible, right? A lot of people think trading is impossible, but I make my strategies as simple as possible so that anyone can apply them. And, even if you're like the newest trader, you can pick this up and be pretty profitable right away. It's just about consistency. Profitability is going to happen. It's just if you can stay consistent with your trading plan, that's really what's going to make the difference. Maddie over here said that he caught the quick scalp for 752 quick scalp hit. Nice, Maddie. So Maddie actually took a quick scalp right here. I'm assuming you got in like somewhere around this area. Yeah, a little risky because it's so close to these sessions right here, but I'm glad that you still locked in profit off that. So yeah, if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we will wrap it up for the day. So, all right, guys, it's 7:59 right now. It's about a minute till 8. So I'm going to wrap it up for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Telegram or email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. If you guys are new here, you guys can get access to the indicators and all the groups right here. Just click on unlock your free access. You'll get access to everything right there. And then if you want access to the YouTube channel, where you can watch all of my previous live sessions for the past 3 to 5 years, just go to here, click on live, and then you can see every single live session. I trade every single day, Monday through Friday. I have like maybe 2 or 3 mentoring sessions a day. So you'll see a lot of mentoring session videos right here. If you guys want to see me do one-on-ones, just click on any of these here. Some of them will be groups, some of them will be one-on-one, and you guys can see how I mentor people, you know, on a one-on-one basis, where I basically drill down on what issues people have with trading, and I help them overcome those hurdles and become a consistently profitable trader. Also, if you guys are on the YouTube, if you guys can do us a favor and just like the video or even leave a comment, you know, whatever is going to help. I typically was keeping our strategies and everything like on the down low. I wasn't really sharing it with people, but now that I have rebranded, we used to be called K2 Trades, and we're now Kodi Kai Trades. I'm trying to get the name out there again. So I'm giving out, you know, free mentorships. I'm showing everybody everything. I'm posting the links everywhere, just so that we can kind of get back in the space, because everybody knows me as K2, but obviously we had to change the name. So I need to get the new name out there. So I'm offering a lot of these free value offers just to get everything out there. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. If you guys want to sit in on the next session, same place, same time, 6:30 a.m. on the YouTube, it'll be live streamed. If you're on the premium, I'll give you the Zoom link. But other than that, guys, great profits for the day. If you guys have any more profits, go ahead and post them up. I'll add them to the list today. If you guys can see here, we have a lot of profits to be posting today. So it's been a great day, guys. I'll post these up towards the end of the session to make sure that we have everyone's here. But until then, I think that's about it. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys then. Have a great rest of your morning, and I'll see